Hey, we got one last email from Mike who has a question about switching to the Mac. Uh-oh. I've noticed a slow transition from PCs to Macs by all of the tech shows I watch, yet the shows are mostly about PCs and related software and gadgets. Is it time for me to switch to the Mac? And does having 4 gigabytes versus 2 gigabytes of RAM help the performance of your machine? Okay, you know, we're going to do the second part of that question. We'll do that next week, because the whole 4 gigabyte thing is a huge question, and it's way different between OS X and between Windows XP and 32-bit Vista. But man, okay, we all use Revision 3. We all use Macs as our production machines. Let's see. I'm trying to think of somebody I know who's like super tech dude that uses a PC and not a. Oh, David Randolph, co-host on System, the guy who built this studio around us. He's a PC guy. You've given up on the PC.
I have, but I think I've noticed 2 main things that you really have to be comfortable with missing, and that's one, games, video games, and the second is like any type of financial software, like Quicken, QuickBooks, all that stuff. It's native, like perfect current version on the PC and Windows side of the house. When you go to the Mac side, it's always like a release behind. It's never quite as good. Those are but other than that, I mean, I've been happy. I love my Mac.
Why'd you switch to a Mac?
You know, I didn't know if I was going to like it initially. I think I was just like caught up in the whole Apple craziness that was going on at the time.
Well, how long has it been since you kind of switched from building on
gosh,
a
like
PC?
probably about 3.5 years now, something like that. So before Vista. But you know, now that they have like all the dashboard widgets that I pull up, I know my expose and like all my different settings. It's just so much faster for me to get things done. I don't know, I just would never go back. I have a Vista box, like a desktop box for all my games at home. And the more I use Vista, the more I realize it's just like a pain in the ass and there's a lot of bugs.
It's a frustrating operating system.
Yeah, so I just, you know, the Mac doesn't have those issues for me.
Right. A lot of people actually that I know have moved to Macs. They just got fed up with running antivirus and anti-spyware applications, or dealing with some of. They just like the OS X. They get to geek out because it's got basically it's a really pretty interface sitting on top of the BSD core, which is a variation of Unix. But a lot of people just like the way the operating system feels and the fact that it takes a lot of work to crash it usually. And with Vista, I think Vista just ticked off a lot of people in the tech community and kind of pushed them towards OS X. But a lot of people, though, if they have a Linux, Unix background, they love the fact that they can do a lot of cool guy, cool gal Unix stuff inside of there. But you know what? If you're running applications that aren't available on OS X, stick with Windows XP. If not, yeah, you know what? Think about making the move. And we'll talk about the 2 gigabyte, 4 gigabyte thing next week. Unfortunately, Mr. Rose will not be with us.